Hello, my name is Richard Bell. Welcome to Bell Alliance Television. I'm joined in studio today by Jessie Johnson, who's the head of the Jessie Johnson mortgage team. Jessie's a mortgage broker. Welcome, Jessie.
Hello, thank you for having me on.
My pleasure. So, a million careers you could have picked. You became a mortgage broker. So what took you down that path?
Well, it all started back when. I was in my early 20s, and I was actually looking into doing research on how to buy your first home. Right. So I attended a first home buyer seminar, and they had a realtor and a broker speaking, and this is my first time being introduced to a mortgage broker. I didn't even know they existed, let alone what they did. So by the time of the seminar, I learned two things. One, what a mortgage broker did, and two, I was not remotely qualified at the time.
Yeah, so that second bit of news wasn't the best news you had that night.
But it allowed me to prepare myself, for the future.
So why would someone turn to a mortgage broker to get financing through as opposed to the more traditional walk into your local branch?
Well, I mean, banks are good for, day-to-day banking and whatever. If you're going to get a mortgage, this is a pretty big lifetime decision choice. You pick someone who does it, as a full-time job, in my opinion. A broker is going to work as a liaison between the client and the bank. So no matter how bad the picture of the client is, the broker turns it into this beautiful picture, this beautiful painting, presents it to the lender to get an approval stamp. So bottom line, they're going to work on your behalf to get it done. So the interesting thing about a broker is if you're the client, I'll foresee a problem, not that I'm saying we have a problem with you, but yeah. I'd foresee an issue if there was an issue way in advance, way in advance, and I may have taken it to 2, 3, 4, 5 lenders, and you would not even know to get it done. You still get the good rate, you still get the mortgage, it's the same thing. Whereas if you go to a bank and you're going to have issues, you're unfortunately limited to the limited options, the 1 or 2 rates that are willing to give you, and if there's a problem, good luck.
Well, it certainly strikes me as it's not quite as simple as it was in my day when I was first buying a home. The products are much more complicated than they used to be. So I guess that's a role you're able to do, identifying the issues and packaging it up to present to the lenders.
It is.
Okay.
It is, yeah.
What's the process you go through when you first engage with your client?
Well, I mean, first things first is I always say, clients always want to call and meet in person. And they want to, the first thing is before you actually do that, you need to actually look at their portfolio. So you want to review it and ask a number of qualifying questions, which will kind of lead you to where do they fit in the puzzle. What I mean by that is I kind of bring up my clients in phases. So phase 1 is your first home buyer. Phase 2 is your a little more educated client who's now into refinancing and hopefully learning how to pay the mortgage off faster. Phase 3 is your investor, or advanced strategies like the Smith maneuver. And by asking all these qualifying questions, they'll kind of dictate where they fit from there.
Okay. And I guess the beauty of all this from the consumer's perspective is they get access to your service. In fact, they don't have to pay. The bank is paying you.
Absolutely correct. I mean, it's extremely, I think one time in my life I've had to charge a broker fee just because it was a really complicated deal that I wasn't getting paid from the bank, and $1,000 or something I charged. It was nothing. Okay. So generally the banks, how it works is they pay the broker as a thank you for generating them business. It's a small percentage of the mortgage, and our goal is just do enough and we can actually feed ourselves at the end of the day.
Okay. So if there's one piece of advice you have for someone who's looking at getting a mortgage, what would that be?
Can I make it 2? No.
Sure. Go for it.
Know who you're dealing with.
Okay.
So do your due diligence, do your research, whoever it is, whatever broker they are, do they have a website, blog, whatever, get to know them a little bit as much as you can, because they are going to make your life either very easy or very difficult for the transaction. My second point is establishing a team. Make sure you have your lawyer, real estate agent, and broker in place. Have them communicate, and it'll make your transaction very smooth.
Okay, excellent. Hopefully that's of assistance to you who are watching this video. Thanks very much for checking it out, and thanks very much, Jessie, for joining me.
My pleasure.
Okay.
Thank you very much.